In this video, we'll look at the workflow for dealing with unplanted trees. Unplanted trees in this instance mean that you have data for trees, but these trees don't yet have a location. By way of an introduction, we'll begin with a demo, and here I've got the Windows version of the Merging Maps mobile app running. The first thing I need to do is make sure that my project is up to date, so I'll hit sync and I'm fully synchronized. The next thing I need to do is go down to More, go to Map Themes, and ensure that Unplanted Trees is the selected map theme. This lets Merging Maps know that I am dealing with unplanted trees. I can then go to Add, choose where I'm planting my tree that I already have the data for, hit Record, and then I'll have a preloaded number of tree IDs. From these I can select the tree that I'm looking for or search for the tree that I'm looking for. So let's go with 993. And once I select that, you can see that the data associated with that tree ID is updated automatically. This looks good. I will click the tick, say OK, and my new tree VLD 993 has its location associated with it. There are three stages in this workflow. First, we'll need to prepare our data. We can then run a script that is within our QGIS project, and finally we can get into the field and plant some trees. Here I am in QGIS and I have the Merging Maps plugin installed and I'm signed in. I'm also in the workspace of Seaford Trees and Nature, and I have this project, Trees for Seaford version 3, that I'm working with. This project is currently open in QGIS and you can see where the trees that we've already recorded are. Now, in order to set up for unplanted trees, we do need to get the data into our project, and I have a table here called Attributes Template, and this shows you how the data need to be set up. So if I right click on this and go Open CSV File Externally, this will open in Excel or whatever your preferred CSV reader is, and you can see that we have a number of fields at the top of this Excel sheet, the CSV, and the rest of it is empty. Now, it's very important that we don't change any of these field names. These all have to remain as they are, and you can copy and paste your data into here. If you don't have data for a particular field, that's absolutely fine. You can just leave it blank, but it's very important that we maintain this structure because we are dealing with databases. If you want to see sample data and what it should look like, I have an attributes test CSV just for testing this workflow. I right click that and open CSV file externally. You'll be able to see what kind of data we're looking for. Not all of these are filled in, but most are. So it's just a case of copying and pasting. Of course, if you have a master sheet, you could just change the titles of your fields to match these. Once you have that CSV set up, then you can save it somewhere safe. I would recommend not saving it in the same folder as your Merging Maps project, but save it somewhere else on your machine. In order to demonstrate this, I'm going to be using data from the Attributes Test CSV. And what we'd like to do here is run a script. Now, I have bundled this script with the Merging Maps project, but there is a caveat. Merging Maps does not allow me to upload scripts in the Python format. This is a security risk, and therefore they don't like us to upload .py files. As such, I've saved this with a different file extension, and so if you go into the scripts folder and load unplanted trees, you can right click on this, go to Manage, Rename, and rename this .py. This will turn it into a Python file, and that means we can execute it as a script. Now, what this script will do is it will ask for a CSV file. This will be our unplanted tree data. Once we've loaded that in, it will then convert that to the correct data types that we need and prepare it so that we can use it in our project. So all we need to do here is double click Load Unplanted Trees. We'll get a warning saying that we are running a script, and do we want to continue? Yes, we can. And then we'll need to choose where our data are coming from. So I'm going to use the attributes test CSV that we just saw in the previous section. Open that. That will run and our tree planting data is successfully updated. Okay, what that does is puts the CSV into a usable format for QGIS. And down here it's in this attributes table. So if I just open the attribute table, I can see all the data that I've just loaded in. Now each time I run this script, it will clear out whatever is in this table and upload the new data that I'm putting in. So I'll just close out of that, and that is our script run. Before I sync this project, I need to right click my script again, go to Manage, Rename, and change it back to the CSV file type. This will allow us to sync it with merging maps. Now that I've done that, I can simply hit synchronize, and you'll see that the attributes table in my project has had 6 things deleted and 6 features inserted. Let's sync that, and that syncs with the project. Very good. The final section of this, once we've synchronized our project, is again to use Merging Maps mobile app and make sure that our data is synced, successfully synchronized. And we must make sure, if I go down to More in the bottom right hand corner, that my map theme is set to Unplanted Trees. And then if I would like to add one of these trees, I can just choose the location for where the tree should be, press record, make sure that I get into tree details and choose my tree ID, and that will load all the data that was in my attributes table. Once I click the tick, that will add that tree to my map. Now if I need to edit any of these data at all, the way to do that is to go down to More, change my map theme to Edit Trees, and then I can select my tree, go in there and edit any of the data that I would like to. I hope that's useful, and if you have any problems, do get in touch.